I never thought that San Diego, like sunny San Diego, this military town, would ever get to the level it got to this past weekend. So I'd been hearing about the George Floyd stuff throughout the past week, and absolutely nothing was going on in San Diego during the entire week. Just not a peep from any organizations. Like, we all knew about it, we all heard about it, while shit was popping off in like LA and all these other cities. Absolutely nothing in San Diego. So I was like, there will never be a riot in San Diego. Like, I just kind of felt like there's a lot of black and brown people here, but like the overwhelming sentiment that I felt was that people were too complacent to really like bust their ass out there. But that all changed on Friday, the very first day of the unrest.
And now to another investigation unfolding closer to home after video surfaced of an arrest in La Mesa between a white police officer and a black man.
You got waiting for somebody to come here? They right here, bro.
Hey, bro, you can't do that.
Hey, you tough as fuck, huh? Hey, we don't care about this.
Bro.
There was a viral video that went out. It was about a black man. He was out in La Mesa, California. He was just chilling. He was just like, I think it was like by a mall or something. And he was just waiting there for his friend. A cop came and, started harassing him.
I gave him the information that he wanted. I told him what I was doing there. So, I mean, there was really no escalation for me until I felt myself being restrained, and I didn't understand the reason for that happening,
And the shit that pissed me off about that video was that at the end of the video, he's like getting arrested, and he's like, why am I getting arrested? What did I do? And the cop's like, oh, you're getting arrested for assaulting a peace officer.
But I'm just saying that I understand your frustration.
So listen to me. Yeah. You're being placed under arrest for 241C, okay?
Yep.
All right.
What's 241C?
Assault on a peace officer.
Assault on an officer. Hey, okay, bet. Hey, come on. Hey, bet. Hey,
bro,
hey.
You are a whole ass bitch, bro. Oh God.
And if you see the entire fucking video, no, like, he didn't make any contact with a cop. People were mad. People were primed and ready to go.
A homicide investigation turned SWAT standoff right now in City Heights has just turned into an officer-involved shooting.
The murder suspect was shot and killed by SDPD officers during a standoff in City Heights this afternoon.
There was a police shooting. He may or may not have been dangerous, but someone was killed by the cops. Cops haven't stopped killing people. This is a thing that's still happening even as people are protesting police brutality. I knew about it. I actually live nearby where the shooting happened. They sent in SWAT and everything. I had no idea anything was going on. I was walking my dog and I saw a bunch of cop cars around, and I was like, oh damn. So I go over, mainly because I wanted to cop watch. I wanted to record and stuff, to make sure they weren't doing anything shady. And when I got there was already a group of people that were wearing Black Lives Matter shirts.
God damn. Y'all must know that he got superhuman strength. Down in there please don't let nothing pop off.
And then people were giving him shit for, killing someone. I don't care what the circumstances surrounding a shooting. Killing someone is huge.
Exactly what I called when we pulled up. Yeah.
I remember we were standing around shouting at the cops, and at one point they tried to basically bulldoze us out of the way. It was kind of scary, but also really invigorating, you're not gonna push us the fuck around. So we're leaving the protest because there was a what was it? Definitely.
Yeah, she was deaf.
She was one of the neighbors of the person that got killed. She needed to get through. They weren't letting anyone through. So, you know, people helped her out. She like typed on her phone what she was trying to get across because no one knew ASL. She got through, but before, like, you know, going through, she gave everyone a hug. Just complete stranger, you know. I mean, especially in the time of COVID, I'm so completely unused to even like shaking hands with a stranger. And he was this girl who just lost her neighbor, and she just gave everyone like every single person that was there just a very heartfelt, sentimental hug. And I mean, it got to me, to tell you the truth. Like, I can't get over it. One small like moment of solidarity between two strangers that don't know each other. They don't know anything about each other. They just know like they're showing up to fight for one another. So day 2 was just fucking incredible. We got to the station and it was just decimated. Like there was vandalism everywhere, like ACAB written on all the walls of the police station, broken windows just absolutely everywhere. So we kind of got there like in the middle of the action. I heard that the protest was peaceful up until a certain point, which the police had instigated. It was just insane. I mean, the level of damage on the police station, people were out for blood. I mean, they wanted to take over this police station. It was like an assault, you know, like a military assault to take over a station. And I mean, we felt like an incredible sense of solidarity between everybody. These are people we had no idea who they were, you know, anything about them, but it felt really empowering to stand together with them. And I mean, we even caught up with some of the people we had met with at the last night's protest. So that was really, really awesome.
Are they throwing them back?
There was some things I didn't like. You know, we would approach these cops and it'd be fine for a while, and then someone would throw a water bottle or something, you know, something fucking stupid. And, you know, they start tear gassing us indiscriminately. I mean, obviously that's, you know, fuck the cops. But it was always like a white person in the back that would throw a water bottle or something. Like almost always. That was just really fucking annoying, you know, like just like stop for 1 second. And I was getting mad too, but I'm not going around throwing shit and getting everyone else punished for it, you know? So that was really, really obnoxious. We got tear gassed a lot because of it. That was the first time I've ever gotten tear gassed, and it hurts. It hurts a lot. It's the reason it's not allowed in a war zone.
Like in there.
Yeah, people were just burning down a bunch of stuff. They started tearing down the library that was right next to it, which was fucked up. I mean, it's a library. I know we're all riled up, but come on, you know, we got to think about the stuff we're doing. People started a fire there. People started fires inside of the police station because there were some openings that weren't covered by the cops. The cops quickly stopped the fire at the station, and actually the protesters stopped the fire that was started by other protesters. You know, there was some like, there was a lot of tension between the peaceful people and you know, more like, you already know, like the meme, the white anarchist. There's some tension there, and I did feel it that day. They also like almost killed someone. Cops were brutal, man. They were absolutely brutal. We had to leave for a bit. We came back like an hour and a half later, and the scene was just completely different. The police station that was burning. We came back and there was like roaming bands of people. What was once a unified group had become just roaming bands of people. And it was getting hectic, you know. We were getting split up before we left, but there was still a sense of unity among everyone. But at that point, like, it was just different groups of people, and it felt like really, it was kind of scary, like, honestly, you know. Everyone just fucking disappeared. We're looking for the big group that we were protesting with earlier, but it's nighttime now, and yeah, everyone's gone. It's every man for himself, it looks like. I don't feel any more solidarity in the air. We were just walking around and there was just fires everywhere. There was like cars on fire, just like people were looting Walmart and Target. It was just insane. But I mean, absolutely, like the highlight of the night was when we stood and watched a Chase bank burn down. I didn't think San Diego had it in it, you know, to do something this wild. And it was a pretty powerful moment, you know. People were cheering. Everyone, I was pretty happy. I have like $50 in overdraft fees that I haven't paid from Chase. So I was like, fuck Chase. People aren't being like safe about this. I met a person who recorded themselves going inside of the building before it burned down and just like, you know, just fucking around, you know, and like it was funny, you know, and it was great to meet someone, you know, that had done something so radical. But don't post it on your social media. I mean, my heart goes out to this person because when things settle down, I mean, they're probably not going to settle down for a while, but the feds are going to come knocking on doors. They're going to start asking people questions. And if that shit's on your story on Facebook, on Instagram, on Snapchat, people are going to snitch. So you just got to be smart about it. You have to be smart about it. This brings me to the last part of the night. It was getting really late by then. It was like 12 in the morning. And basically, we got cornered again. So we were in front of the Chase. And it was like this weird... It was this weird area. Basically, we were between like the burning Chase and the street. And the thing is, money started coming out of the Chase. $100 bills just out there. They hadn't been burned yet. They were good. So it's attempting to take it, you know? And some people tried, like they ran over, but the fucking, like, I don't know if they were like SWAT or whatever the fuck they were cops. They started shooting at the people that were trying to take the money. So then they started getting really aggressive. The cops started getting really aggressive. It must have been like a group of like 25 people that were stuck in this little area, and they were shooting on people on us from one side. So the only exit was on the other side, which was also surrounded by cops. So it's like, god damn, what do we do, you know? The moment they started shooting at us, people started jumping over fences that were right behind us, but those didn't have an exit. They didn't go anywhere. So we were like, okay, fuck, you know, like the only way out is through the cops. And I mean, we just like put our hands up. We were like, yo, we're stuck, you know, we need to get out of here. We just want to get out. And they were just like, come out with your hands up, you know? And thankfully they like let us through. We didn't get arrested. I mean, we weren't doing anything fucking wrong. We were just watching. But still, it was... We got cornered twice in one day. So, again, another point of advice, just be careful, keep it moving. Like, I know it's really fun and exciting to just stand around and watch this stuff, but like, just keep it moving, because you don't know when you're gonna get cornered. You don't know when they're gonna start doing arrests, especially at nighttime. That's when they go full fucking Gestapo, you know?
Yeah, holy shit. There's one on the other side, too. Hey, don't run! It's all they fucking understand. We're not even all they do is
Tear gas.
That's gas!
We just fucking got here.
That's gas! Boom! Boom!
Some people are marching out. Some people are trying to keep confronting them. There's no direction. People are losing their group. It's fucking chaos. I'm gonna stop recording. So we had a little day of like little A anarchy on Saturday, and then it was time for the peaceful protesters to come out, which they did. They went to like the Hall of Justice in downtown, and they were out there all day. And when we arrived, basically the scene was people marching down the street. They would approach the cops, and the cops were in like a line formation. Sometimes unprovoked, they would just start shooting people with tear gas and rubber bullets. And sometimes someone would throw a water bottle or something and they'd start shooting. And then people would retreat, the cops would advance, and then rinse and repeat. Like, this just kept happening cyclically. It wasn't like the last day where people were just absolutely wrecking the department or like wrecking all the buildings nearby. John, link or hold on. It was a lot more peaceful, and it's because, again, I say like peace police, because there was like a peace police in the protesters. We were in front of a hotel, and some people started smashing shit up, you know, throwing these like big, like, they were like vases with flowers and shit inside. People started screaming at them like, no, like, stop, don't do that. There was like this little arguing going around, and then we helped clean it up. You know, we were just going around picking up all the dirt and stuff and putting it back in the vases. And like, again, I'm not super all peace, all this or that, because I understand like the whole like outside agitators thing is it's a standard cop line to disrupt a movement, so they can pretend that all this violence isn't like a natural part of a movement that's in reaction to their police brutality. Oh, it's just outside people, you know, trying to get a kick to their like sick, you know, riot fantasies. 100% a cop line. But I mean, we do have to be like cognizant that like, yes, if you are a white person and you're gonna be standing behind the crowd and throwing shit while people are out there in the front lines, you're gonna be putting people in danger, and you frankly do not have that right. My big thing isn't like to be like, oh, we have to be peaceful, or oh, we have to like whatever. I guess I do lean more towards the violent side, but my point is that we have to be smart about what we're doing, you know, what our goals are. This is serious business. We need to know what we're doing, why we're doing it, and we can't just be doing shit just because it's fun. There needs to be more to it. That's my perspective. That's always been my perspective. So like, if you're a white person, you know, you need to know why you're out there, and you can't be doing super irresponsible things if it's going to put other people in danger. But and that also goes both ways, you know, because if you're one of these peace police, you can't be grabbing people that threw a water bottle and handing them over to the cops, dude. That doesn't make you... Who are you fighting for? You're giving someone to the police so that they can be brutalized. At a anti-police brutality protest? What the fuck is wrong with you? That video is absolutely disgusting. I didn't see anything like that in San Diego. It was way more tame. But I mean, come the fuck on. And that's what happens, right? You drive a wedge between the people, between these two different like opposing ideological camps, and they start like turning against each other, and that's exactly what they want. That is exactly what they want. So just, we need to be smart about this. We need to think things through, and that is why I was a little disappointed with the Sunday showing, because I didn't see that. We were getting pushed around, absolutely decimated by the police. We weren't covering any ground. They were just pushing us further and further away from like the Hall of Justice in downtown. And it's just like, are we here to do this little dance? You know, we're dancing with the police. Like, we push forward, they push us. Or are we here to get stuff done? You know, are we here to win? And I understand, especially for San Diego, this is one of the first riots we've had in like a really, really long time. People are inexperienced. There's a lot of young people out there. This is the first time most of the people in that crowd had ever gotten, you know, pepper sprayed, tear gas. So I get it. You know, I came unprepared. First time I was out there in a fucking like t-shirt, like this one. That's not going to protect anybody. That's not going to protect, you know, but I really hope that we can learn from this and start going out there to win, going out there with a purpose to fight back, because we were not doing that. We were not doing that whatsoever. There's just a lot of things going on with the protests. We need more organization. Like, before this, I was doing base building work out here. I was like giving food to the homeless, to, you know, establish rapport, you know, giving food packages, knocking on doors, doing like the very slow and agonizing work of trying to establish some sort of organization out here in my neighborhood, because I don't really see too much organizing, you know, around my streets. But then this happened, and I love that we're having so much advancement in terms of radical consciousness in, you know, the span of a weekend, but without like a solid like base, without a solid organization and infrastructure, you know, to help direct all this energy, like, this is gonna dissipate. Hey, knock on some doors, you know, ask your neighbors, you know, it's June 1st. I'm recording this on June 1st. 30% of people aren't gonna be able to pay rent, you know? There's a lot of shit's still going on. And we need to be out there every day fighting, especially now that the fucking army is gonna get called. We need to be out there. Our movement can't start and end with these, like, uprisings. It has to go further than this. And it all starts with base building and doing the very unsexy work of talking to people. Personally, one-on-ones, door-to-door, talking with the unhoused, talking with incarcerated folk. That's the backbone of any movement that's going to win. And you can do that on your own. You can get connected with another organization. But we just have to do the work, you know? Yeah, so I'll see y'all around. Stay safe out there. Bring shields. Like, bring something, you know? Don't come empty-handed. Where can I get a riot shield?